everyone, and welcome to another episode on Becoming with Ella. My name is Emanuela, and I have here with me in this beautiful space the founder and owner of Deise Smith Studio. She was born and raised in Brazil and is now here in Nigeria making impact for the past 15 years. She is an interior designer. She's my colleague, Deise Smith. Thank you so much for having me in your beautiful house today. Your house is so beautiful. I mean, it just shows your talent, isn't it?
Thank you very much for having me on your show. And then thank you. And then welcome to my home.
Absolutely.
I am happy that you liked because this is being thought through,
Yeah.
in detail, like the same way I do for my clients.
Yeah.
I did it for myself. I took a brief from my husband and from my son when I put this together.
Yeah.
So it had to suit our lifestyle.
Lovely space, lovely.
Thank you.
Deise, I have a couple of questions here for you. And I just hope that we can, touch lives with these, interactions that we're going to have today. The first question I have here for you is, when you think about the phrase unbecoming, what does it mean to you in this season of your life?
Unbecoming resonates deeply with me as a designer at the peak of my career. It means embracing growth, evolution, and transformation. The same way a space evolves from concept to reality, it's constantly redefining my craft, exploring new ideas, and pushing boundaries. In this season of my life, Unbecoming is about surrendering to the process of creation, trusting my instincts, and allowing my passion for design to shape the spaces I create and then also to change lives.
Oh, lovely. I have just by what you have just said, I have just one question, regarding that. So, from what I've just heard, you've said, it's about, redefining or transforming. I'm not sure I've gotten one of the words right, but what season are you currently in your life? What season would you, just one word, what season would you say you're in?
I think evolution and transformation. I mean, the movie is beyond one word. It's like growth, evolution, and transformation.
Oh, I mean,
and
that sums it up, isn't it? Because just having private discussions with you, I do know that you have moved on to the next level. So really lovely to hear that. Thank you. So the second question I have is, who was the woman you were before the success, and who are you now?
What a profound question or reflection, I would say. As I reflect back on my journey, I realized that the woman I was before success was driven by passion, but also by the need to prove myself. I was constantly pushing, striving, and seeking for validation. Now I've shed that skin. I'm still driven by passion, but it's still more authentic, joyful passion. I've learned to trust myself, my instincts, my craft. I've earned the freedom to take risks, explore, and create without the weight of external validations. Success, as I've defined it, it's indeed doing what I love and having fun with it. It's about embracing the process, not just the outcome. I've shifted from proving myself to others to proving to myself that I am enough exactly the way I am. This shift has brought me a sense of liberation, creativity, and joy to my work. I'm more present, more intentional, and more true to myself. The woman I am now is a culmination of lessons I've learned, experiences I gained, and wisdom I've earned over the years. She's a designer, an artist, and a woman who's unapologetic herself. That's the greatest success of all.
Oh, lovely. That just sums you up, isn't it? That's the woman that you have become. This question I'm going to ask now is just relating to what you have said. The need to seek validation. Before now, this is what a lot of us, women or entrepreneurs, maybe not women as well, men as well, have constantly been seeking validation. How do advise a young person who is just about to start their business not to, how do you convince them? Not even an advice, because starting the entrepreneurial journey, a lot of us will want, we need validation from the world to at least pat us on the back that we're doing the right thing. So how can you convince someone that's starting up to say, you don't need the external validations. You just need to, believe in your own, true self.
I guess when you're young, you do seek for validation from your peers, from your family.
Yeah.
But I think over the years, with the experience, and then when you build, you have like a history of great work that you've been doing.
Yeah, portfolio, pretty
portfolio. Much. You can actually
then prove.
That, yes. You don't even need to prove to anybody. You should focus on your journey. Not when everybody thinks about you or anything. You should focus on your journey.
Just focus.
That would be my advice to focus on your journey.
On your own journey. So don't look at what other people are doing pretty much. Okay, so I think that's really, really, profound to hear from the likes of you, industry experts, because some of the young people are not sure how their direction is. So thank you for that. Our next question is, if you could write a letter to the woman you were 5 years ago, what would you say to her?
I see you. Nervous and uncertain. Yet full of potential. I'll tell you or her to breathe, trust, and leap. Be bold, take risks, and believe in your talents. Don't be afraid to stand out, to speak up, and to shine. You have so much to offer. And the world is waiting.
That is
Don't
so
dim
cool.
your lights. Let's illuminate your path. Most importantly, be kind to yourself.
Be kind to yourself.
Celebrate your wins. Learn from your losses. And grow with every step you take.
Yeah.
You are capable, amazing, and amazing things are coming your way.
Oh, that is so deep. That is so deep. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sure that, someone has picked on something from what you have said today. So thank you very much for that. My next question to you, what kind of child were you growing up? Did you always see yourself creating beautiful spaces?
Oh my God. I was a curious and imaginative child, always rearranging furniture and envisioning possibilities, new possibilities.
Yeah.
I was a bit of a perfectionist even back then. And I had a keen eye for detail. I think that's where my passion for architecture, for design, began to take shape. As I grew older, my interest in design only deepened. I devoured in interior design books, architectural magazines. I was drawn to the creativity and problem-solving aspects of design. I loved imagining how spaces could be transformed to inspire people's lives. Looking back, I realized that my hobby was actually a calling. It's amazing how sometimes we don't recognize our true passion or passions until we reflect on our journey. I've always been creative, and my OCD tendencies in a good way. I have actually helped me develop a keen attention to detail,
details.
which serves me well as a designer.
Yeah.
It's wonderful how our childhood interests and quirks can shape actually our paths.
Yeah. And a lot of people picked on these kind of things from childhood, really, which is why I'm asking the question, because when I speak to a lot of, interior designers, where did this come from? Most of them had said, it was from childhood. My parents always did this, I usually do this. And it's just amazing. Even I myself, it came from childhood. So really nice.
It's because sometimes you don't think that that could be especially back then. I was a child in the 80s.
Yeah.
So, and then with the background where I come from, interior design wasn't really a career.
Yeah, it wasn't a career.
Or anything. So I guess they just probably thought it was cute that I knew how to put things together.
Yeah.
And all of that, but nobody actually saw that as a career. It was actually when I changed careers when I was actually 35 years old.
Wow.
That's when I've started interior design. I went back to school and I went back to learn. So that's another message I'd like to leave out there. That's never late to start a new career. It's never late to change your career path, really, that you can start from any age.
Anywhere. And then rewrite your story.
Rewrite your story, yes.
Lovely. Next question would be, was there a moment in your childhood that planted the seed for the woman you are today?
What a beautiful question. I would help my mom arrange things in the house. She encouraged my creativity and she praised my attention to detail. My hardworking nature and entrepreneur skills aside, I think it comes from my dad. He's from a third generation Italian immigrants in Brazil.
Wow.
All he knew was to work hard and impact the community around us. It's funny looking back, those seemingly insignificant moments were actually shaping my traits.
Yeah. And funny enough, right? People don't realize the impact of parenthood because in the life of children, because a lot of children look at what their parents are doing. And I hear this a lot that, my parents, what they did, informed what I am today, right? My dad is being this, my mom is being that. And, also you said something about your mom praising your creativity. In the world where we grew up from, some parents would, bring down some children's creativity just in the name of wanting them to be maybe scientists, doctor, and all of those things, which is one of the things that, saddens my heart that, creative minds aren't, being projected in children these days. But, hearing that, I think, let's say 50% or 30% of parents are actually praising the creative side of their children. I'm not sure how many percent, but in my mind, I'm just like, in Africa, the numbers are really low. And one thing I'd like parents to hear from here today is that the fact that you have a big role to play in the life of your children when you bring them up, when you build them up with your words, because that's one of the things that you've said.
I always say that I only found out or found that my passion could be a job. I could turn into a profitable business later on in life. But looking back, it has always been there.
Yeah, always.
I mean, even like I said, rearranging furniture with my mom and the attention to detail. If I guess my parents were more exposed to this world of architecture and design and all of that back then, would have been, it was there. It would be easy to pick up, actually.
Yeah.
I can see that. Looking at, myself as a young Daisy, I know for sure that it was so obvious. I could have been pushed into that direction. But different times.
Times. It also makes me reflect back to my own life when, I grew up with my stepmom. and she would say to my mom that, Kehinde, the only thing she knows how to do is to be washing plates, cleaning house. If it's cleaning house, I will give it to her 100%. These are the things that informed, the career path. This is so lovely to hear. Well done. At least I know that, it's common between creatives that, it started from those little things. Well done. Next question. When you look back, what wound or moment from your past shaped your hunger for excellence?
I wanted to prove that Nigerian clients deserved a world-class design.
Yeah.
And that fueled my drive to learn and innovate. Attending international design fairs showed me what's possible. Mm-hmm. And I knew I could bring that excellence to Nigeria. I wanted to set a new standard, to push boundaries, and to show that our local talents can compete globally.
Oh, lovely. And that's one of the things that people don't usually, don't know, that, where we are right now, where we were compared to where we were years ago, the industry has changed, because now we can compete globally, isn't it? So from what you have just said, that was what you were, wanting to showcase, that,
we are competing already, because international companies are coming into Nigeria, and then we are competing with those international designers in Nigeria for projects. I've gone through a number of projects that the clients are bringing interior designers from different parts of the world, and they do compare. And I've won the jobs.
Oh, wow.
Many of the jobs I was competing with international brands. One thing I'd like to say, obviously, we are not charging as the international brands, because it's a new industry here. We can be perceived as cheaper in Nigeria, but the clients that I've been working with, they are not only looking for price. They can afford those interior designers, but they also see value, and then they see that we have talents in Nigeria. I think one of the things that I noticed, that the clients also want someone that understands our grounds.
Yes, okay.
Because, navigating through design or executing the jobs in here, you need to understand Nigeria is a different market.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though, now 99% of my projects, the furnitures are imported, but there is still an element that you need to navigate in Nigeria, that you have to make it work in here. That's only if you know Nigeria very well, you know how to make that happen there.
Yeah, I think that is so, for me, it's enlightening, because I didn't know that clients were bringing interior designers from abroad.
They are. And they are paying big money.
Wow.
So when interior designers say, Nigerian clients don't pay for design, I always say, I don't agree.
You don't subscribe to that?
I don't subscribe at all, because I charge for designs, they're paying the money that we deserve because of the detailed work and everything. But my question to the designers, when they ask me that, like, they don't pay us here, I always ask, how is the quality of your documentation? How professional are you putting yourself out there? That you want to compete and get paid the same amount that they would be paying international brands. So that's all we need to look. I always like to look inwards instead of reflecting. Okay, what are my offerings? Am I offering value? That's what I'm actually doing, instead of saying, well, clients don't pay. They do pay.
So are you offering value, and does the client believe in your offer of value? Because that's one of the other things that will make a client convinced. How can you convince a client that you can do this, right?
Of course, you have a long history of successful projects. That's one. You have to build your portfolio. That's one. And then second, how from the first phone call, how professional are you sounding? How good are your documentation? And all of that. So to give that client that confidence that you can do the work, the job.
Lovely. Guys, we're learning, from the experts. So yes, thank you so much for that. My next question is, did you ever feel like you had to prove something to someone, or even yourself?
I definitely felt that way, especially in the early
Stage.
days of my business. I wanted to prove to myself, to my family, and to my peers that I had made the right direction or decision to change career.
Oh, okay.
I think it's natural to seek validation when you are young.
Young, yeah.
But for me, I was more about proving to myself that I was capable of achieving my goals. Now, I'm more focused on delivering exceptional work and making positive impacts on my clients' lives.
Just from what you've just said, you said, you wanted to prove to people or, people around you, maybe your family, that the reason why you want to change career. What career were you on before?
Well, my background is in hospitality. So, and remember, I've changed careers when I was 35. 35
From
was
hospitality.
when I went back to school to learn interior design.
Wow.
I wasn't happy with that, my career path. And then I wanted to use my creativity, and I realized that I was using that into the hospitality, but I felt I was already doing people's homes, friends, my own house. Everybody like, okay, this is so beautiful. Why don't you do this as a business? Yeah. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this as a business, let me go back to school and learn this actually properly. Yeah.
And just speaking again on that, a lot of people just venture into businesses without going back to school. I, for one, always have to train, maybe not necessarily go back to school, always have to train a certain, on different levels if I'm going to choose another career. A lot of young people nowadays will just see something, think it's all glitz and glams, don't learn the ropes and just venture into it. I think we need to address the fact that, excellence, before you can prove your excellence, you must have gone through some kinds of, training, isn't it?
Passion is really, really important, but that cannot sustain a business. So interior design is actually technical.
Yeah.
So you need to learn that.
You need to learn.
And then I always say, not only the technical parts of it, I always say that interior design is 10% design, the rest is business.
Exactly.
So you need to learn about the business.
Yes.
And that's why people are saying in here a lot that clients don't pay. They like to put the blame on the clients. And I don't actually agree with that. I think that you should look inwards, look at your process. You are not reinventing the wheel.
Yeah.
The wheel is there.
Yeah.
So out there are studios, there are successful studios that are doing amazing $1 million projects.
Yeah.
Go and study them very well.
Yeah.
Find out how are they doing this. I've done that. I looked outside. I looked for mentors outside. I wanted to learn how I could make this business not just a passion, but a profitable business, because that's the whole idea of it as well, to make money out of it.
Exactly. Lovely, lovely. Thank you for sharing, those thoughts of yours. So if your younger self could see you today designing $1 million spaces, because you are doing, what would she say?
She'd look at me and say, wow, we did it.
We did it.
We worked hard.
Yeah.
We took risks.
Yeah.
And we trusted the process.
Oh, lovely. Oh, that is so touching. Well done. Well done. Wow. Just wow. Okay. So the next one for me is, people often assume your success in Nigeria comes easy because of your origin. Like, this Oyibo woman, you get the job, obviously. How do you navigate those assumptions?
It's funny how people often make assumptions about success being tied to one's background or origin.
Yeah.
For me, it's being a mix of hard work, resilience, and a bit of luck. I've had to navigate those assumptions by focusing on my crafts, delivering exceptional work, and letting my projects speak for themselves. I think it's also important to remember that success in Nigeria or anywhere comes with its unique set of challenges. I've faced my fair share of obstacles, but I've learned to stay focused on my goals and not let external opinions define my journey. When people make those assumptions, I try to use it as a opportunity to share my story, to highlight the efforts and sacrifice that went into building my business.
Yeah.
It's a chance to educate, to inspire others, especially young Nigerians who might be facing similar assumptions or doubts.
Yeah, I think that is really, really cool of you because, when I mentioned to you over the phone that, girl, this is what they're saying, that you're Oimbo, that's why you're getting all these jobs. And you just said, look, does it cancel all my 11 years of experience? Because how can I just come and just, be successful just by being Oimbo?
Like I said, is a mix of a lot of things, but obviously when they're looking from the outside, that's the only thing they see.
Yeah.
But when they meet me and they see how I carry myself, my business, my processes and everything, they understand why.
They understand why.
And then obviously my clients, they understand they've been experiencing that.
Yeah.
We're not saying we're perfect, but we are always focusing on doing things better.
Yeah.
And improving the business, the process, and delivering exceptional work. I think that's actually the results of my success. Is the story that I've been building, the projects that I've been delivering over the years. 11 years is not a small time. It's a long time.
It's a long time, and it's been a long time coming. And thank you for clarifying that because I for one heard that. And I was like, yeah, it could be true. So for anybody out there that doesn't know you, they're just saying that you're here. Just let's take out their assumptions because this woman, they work hard, isn't it? And that's how you got here. So there's your result shows for it. So well done, well done. Thank you. The next question is, what does belonging mean to you in this country that you're in, especially working in a country that sometimes sees you as an outsider?
Well, thank you for that question. Belonging to me means being accepted and valued for who I am without feeling like I need to compromise my identity. Living in Nigeria for 15 years has been a journey of embracing the culture, the people, and the land. My marriage to a Nigerian man has also deepened my connection to the country. I feel like I've found a sense of home here, and I've worked hard to integrate into the community. Belonging means being able to contribute to the growth and development of Nigeria, while being proud of my own heritage and background.
Yeah.
It's funny sometimes, I think people see me as an outsider, but I feel like I've been welcomed with open arms by many Nigerians. I've learned to navigate the complexities of identity and belonging. And I'm grateful for the love and support I've received here. For me, belonging is about mutual respect, understanding, and a sense of community. I'm proud to call Nigeria my home. I'm excited to continue contributing to the growth and success of Nigeria.
Honestly, everything you've said one of the things I've picked from it is the fight. You know, you didn't say the word fight, and nobody really knows how difficult it is to fight to be accepted. These are some of the battles that you would never share or would never know about, because it must be really tough.
I think I mean, it's funny that people look me like that because that's not the way I feel at all.
Oh, okay.
You know, I feel so integrated, and then when I get that kind of reaction, I was like, oh, like really? And then also sometimes, of course, people when they meet me for the first time, they look on the outside.
They profile you.
Yeah, but the minute I start speaking, it's like, okay, this one, she's been here for long.
So you can speak pidgin, give us one now,
Not
beg.
really, but I mean, I think like, the way I speak and all of that, I mean, I've been fully, infected by Nigeria, really.
You can go to the artisan and just give Benny, just lovely, lovely. So another question for you is, you left a long-standing partnership that defined over a decade of your work. What did that season of separation teach you about yourself?
Wow. Leaving that partnership was one of the toughest decisions I've made, but it was also a liberating experience. It taught me that I'm capable of more than I thought, and that sometimes you need to let it go of what's familiar to discover what's next.
Yeah.
That season of separation was a time of introspection, of questioning, and of seeking answers. But it also showed me that I'm stronger than I thought, and that I have the resilience to navigate uncertainty. Starting over was doubting, but it was also an opportunity to reinvent myself.
Yeah.
To refocus on my values and goals. It taught me that I'm not defined by my past successes or partnerships, but by my ability to adapt, to learn, and to grow.
Wow.
Looking back, I'm grateful for that experience. It forced me to tap into my inner strength, to trust myself, and to believe in my abilities. It's a reminder that no matter what life brings, I have the power to shape my own path and create the future I want.
Wow. So just for the girl out there that's just thinking, where will I start? How can I start all over again? Do you have anything to say to that girl? Just given from your own experience of, having to start all over.
I think you take day by day and then draw a plan and stay focused.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Because the first 2 years after I left, I always say that I didn't have a life, like a personal life. I was fully focused on rebuilding. But it wasn't just rebuilding the business. It was rebuilding myself because I was reinventing myself.
Yeah.
So it was a lot going at the same time. I have to separate myself from that business because I remember someone asked me or told me, like, listen, you are not that business. You are you.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons I ended up going into this new business with my own name.
Yeah.
Because it's me, that's the new version of me.
Yeah.
And then I had to also look back and think, okay, the new version, the new Deise is going to look like. So it took me a while to go and, okay, let's define the new version.
Yeah.
How you want to be, what kind of life you want to have. Your business has to match your life style and, everything. Yeah. So that it took me a while to do all of that. It wasn't just living because of the partnership or everything. It was all about myself, really.
Rebranding,
reinventing, rebirth.
Yeah, a rebirth.
Basically, that's why I need it.
Yeah.
For myself. Wasn't anything about partnership or anything. Yes. So you
Oh.
shouldn't be afraid to start, because you're really not start from zero. You're starting from experience.
Yeah, lovely, lovely. Thank you so much for that. My next question would be, was there a rock bottom moment, like a day you felt that you had lost everything?
Definitely. That was the day I resigned from my business. That day was like a punch to the gut. I remember walking out of the office, feeling like I was leaving a part of myself behind. It was like the ground had been pulled under my feet, and I was left wondering if I made a huge mistake. I think that was the only day I cried. And I cried all the cry that I needed to cry. I questioned everything, my decision, my judgment, my abilities. It was like I was starting into the unknown. And it was scary. I felt like I've lost my identity, my sense of purpose. It was a dark day. But it was also a turning point.
Yeah.
Looking back, it was a necessary moment to reckoning. It forced me to confront my doubts, my fears, and my uncertainties. It made me realize that I was living under someone else's rules, even though it was my own business too. And it was a time to create my own rules. That rock bottom moment was a wake-up call. It was a reminder that sometimes you need to lose everything to find yourself. It was a hard lesson, but it's one that I'll take throughout my career.
Oh,
It was hard.
I can't even imagine you crying, and nobody tells you, or nobody knows that business is hard, or even, I mean, you've come out of a partnership, but nobody would know that people cry, even as rich as you are or as successful as you are. Successful people do cry.
I'm not a crier, like naturally not a crier, but I had to learn to separate myself from that business, from that dream, for everything, and then recreate. But when I was about to make the decision of leaving everything behind, it was because that was not suiting me anymore.
It wasn't serving
And
you.
then everything was not aligning with my life.
Yeah.
So, but remember that even though you make a decision that you think is best for yourself, that doesn't mean that's going to be easy.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
But like I said, I cried everything that I needed to cry. And then I said, okay, now we are reinventing ourselves
Yes.
here. And then we're going to live under our own rules.
Yeah. This time around.
You want your business to suit your lifestyle and yourself. And then, like I said, I felt that I was living under someone else's rules, and then dreams and all of things. It was no longer aligning.
And some people are usually in self-denial of the fact that this is actually happening, like they are no longer aligning. For anybody out there that doesn't know when to stop, do you have anything to tell them, just so that they can be conscious of, but some people know when to start, they just don't know when to stop.
The thing is, like, I always say that I've left with the only thing I had, or only the few things I had, which was my name and my integrity.
Yeah.
And then when I look into that, I was like, okay, that's everything I need. And then I know myself that I'm very hardworking, and I'm not afraid to face, hard work, situations. So I was like, okay, I have the basics to build a business. And that's what I'm saying. If you are starting, you have to start over and all of that. So, I mean, look at your values. What are the things that you have most, and tap into that.
Yeah.
And then I said, oh, I've built one business already. I can do
You
this
can do
again.
it again. So just
Almost
believe.
I felt as well as a little bit, I was like, okay, now I'm challenged. Let me see if I can do this again.
Yeah.
But guess what? I don't want to do the same.
Yeah,
I
you
can
want to
do
do
better.
better, even much
And
better.
what's better? Not better for other people to say, like, listen, oh, is she doing better than the other business, or that was better? No, what's better
for you?
for myself. So that's that. What do I understand of being successful? What does that looks like?
Yeah.
So I have to define success
For yourself.
for myself as well. Like what the kind of life I wanted to live, what kind of projects I want to work, what kind of clients I wanted to work.
Yeah.
Because I'm not for everybody.
Yep.
Not every project I want. So those are the things that I have to go back inside and look.
Yeah.
What kind of projects I want to work, the clientele, the personalities, the team that I want to build, the culture for my business.
Yeah.
Because the other business I felt that was not aligning with my values and the culture that I wanted to build. I was like, okay, I wanted to do this way.
Yeah.
We're no longer aligning, so this is the way I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then you can do it yourself.
Yeah, lovely. And then that takes us back to retrospecting. You need to always inspect and adapt. At what point, you need to move, because if you don't know yourself, like you've said, you had realigned yourself to say, these are the kinds of things I want to be doing next. I'm moving on to the next level, right? This is time to leave and do something bigger. So people need to always know if something is no longer serving them, because that's one thing you identified. Yeah.
Define what the next level is.
Yeah.
Is it more money? Is
Yeah.
it more time?
Yeah.
Is it being true to yourself? Like these are the things that you need to define those things. It's just like, it's not just more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all, more success and all of that. Like I said, define success, define what next level looks like.
Looks like for you.
For
lovely,
you, yes.
lovely, lovely. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. The next one I have is, you have achieved more in 1 year, or is it 2 years now that you've been by yourself? You've been out of your partnership?
2.5 years, almost 3 years. Yes.
And then your partnership was 11 years, wasn't it?
Was it 11 years?
So in 2.5 years, you've achieved, more than in the 11 years you were with your partnership. What shifted inside you spiritually and emotionally?
That's a beautiful reflection. For me, it was about reconnecting with my why. I realized that I'd lost touch with what brought me joy and fulfillment in my work. I was running a business, but I wasn't living the life I wanted. Leaving my old business was a chance to rediscover myself, to refocus on what truly matters. I wanted to create a business that aligned with my values and allows me to be present for my loved ones, and that brings me joy. It was a spiritual awakening, really. I realized that success isn't just about achievements or numbers. It's about living a life that's true to who you are. I wanted to be more intentional, more mindful, and more compassionate with myself and others. That shift inside me was like a weight that had been lifted. I felt lighter, freer, and more alive. I started to prioritize my well-being, my relationships, and my passions.
Yeah.
And that's when everything started to fall into place.
Yeah.
It's funny, people often focus on the external changes, but it's the internal shifts that truly transforms our lives.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that journey, and I'm excited to see what comes next.
Wow. Wow. That is so beautiful to hear. You're not, you're not looking down on that journey, because that journey actually really informed the woman that you are today. You were able to see that, you know, this has worked, but you know, I want to do something better. So really
I would
lovely.
definitely not change a thing about the way I've started the business or into this career of as an interior designer, the partnership and the way. Definitely, I would not change a thing. Everything works exactly the way it's supposed to work.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you so much. The next question I have is, how do you guard your heart now? Leading as a woman who has rebuilt from scratch, how do you guard your heart?
Guarding my heart now is about it's about being intentional and wise. I've learned that it's okay to be vulnerable, but it's also important to be discerning. As a woman who's rebuilt from scratch, I've come to realize that my heart is my greatest asset, and I need to protect it. Guarding my heart now is about being more intentional, more self-aware, and more confident in my own strength. For me, it's about seeking healthy boundaries, prioritizing self-care, and surrounding myself with people who uplift and support me. I've also learned to be more cautious about who I let into my inner circle. And to trust my instincts when something feels off. The experience of rebuilding has taught me to be more resilient and more confident in my abilities. I've learned to trust myself, to listen my inner voice, and to prioritize my own needs. As for partnerships, I think it's crucial to live or to have clear expectations and boundaries from the start. I know it's not just about the excitement of like when you're starting, you know, something new. It's about being realistic about the challenge that will come. Having a well-defined plan for how a partnership will start, continue, and end is essential. I wouldn't change a thing about my journey, like I said earlier about my partnership, but I have that experience, and I think that can serve as a lesson for others. It's okay to take risks, but it's also important to be wise and prepared.
Lovely, lovely. I just picked something from what you've said is you should know, you should have an exit plan, isn't it? Did you have an exit plan when you entered, or you just went with the flow and then realized eventually it was time to go?
Well, no. I mean, I didn't want to say like exit plan would have been like retirement, right?
Okay.
So like, okay, what retirement would look like? That was the exit plan, how the business will grow beyond the founders. That was the exit plan, but not exiting the business. So it never crossed my mind to exit the business fully like that. So I didn't want it to be longer in the management of the business. I've never thought about that. I thought maybe when retirement comes. Yes. I even had to redefine what retirement looks for me. I realized that, I don't think I ever will stop. I love what I do, but loving what I do, how that is going to look into my future self. And I felt that business was not aligning with that. The structure, the size, the type of project, the clients, the pace, and all of that was actually not aligning with my plan of retirement. Because I've realized that I'm not looking to leave the business or never work again. There's a different way that I'm going to be working, but I will never stop because I love what I do.
Lovely, lovely. You're so detailed. I love that. The next question I have for you is, When you look at your journey, what part of it do you know only God could have orchestrated?
When I look back at my journey, I see God's hand in all. The doors that opened, the people I met, the opportunities that came my way. It's all so clear that was His plan, not mine. I think I think of times when I felt lost, when I didn't know what the future held, and yet God was working everything out for my good, always.
Obviously.
The rooms I entered, the connections I made, the breakthroughs I've experienced, it's all Him. It's humbling to realize that I'm not the architect of my own success, but rather I'm a vessel for God's plan. He's the one who's been guiding me, protecting, and directing my steps. I remember times when I felt like giving up, but God showed up in most unexpected ways. He brought people into my life, gave me words of encouragement, and reminded me of His promises.
Wow.
It's not about being religious. It's about acknowledging the divine hand that's been on my life.
Yeah.
I know that without God, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Lovely.
He's the one who's giving me the strength, the wisdom, and the courage to keep going.
Yeah.
So when I look back or look at my journey in general, I see God's fingerprints all over it. I see His goodness, His mercy, and His love.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me inspired. And that's what keeps me grateful.
Oh, that is so beautiful to hear, because I'm so emotional and passionate about God. And I just really love to hear that a lot of women or business entrepreneurs out there really, hold hands with God and acknowledge that indeed He has a hand in, their growth, their progression, and, just their whole identity. So I'm so grateful to that. I would have thought that, it was only me that held God in, that kind of high esteem. But I'm so happy to hear that every person I've spoken to along this journey hasn't said a word about how they don't joke with God. How they joke with God. They don't all joke with God. So really, really lovely to hear. My next question then will be, what do you pray for before taking on a new project?
Before taking on a new project, I pray for wisdom, guidance, and discernment. I ask God to grant me insights to understand the client's needs, the creativity to deliver exceptional work, and the wisdom to navigate any challenge that may arise. I also pray for favor, that God would grant me the opportunity to work with clients who appreciate and value my efforts. I ask that He would help me to build meaningful relationships with them, and that our collaborations would be fruitful and fulfilling. But most importantly, I pray for peace. I ask God to give me peace of mind, peace of heart, and peace of spirit. Knowing that He's in control and everything will work out for my good. It's not just about praying for success or recognitions. It's about praying for the right mindsets, the right attitude, and the right perspective. It's about acknowledging that I'm not alone, and that God is with me every step of the way. So before taking on a new project, I take a moment to pause, to reflect, and to pray. It's my way of seeking God's guidance, wisdom and favor, and acknowledging His hand is all over my work.
Yeah, yeah, that is so beautiful. One more thing is, how about pray for the right people? Because recently in the interior design industry, I mean, there was something going around where a client was calling out one of our fellow interior designers, and I just thought that that was a nasty behavior to use your platform, because you know that you have, a big platform of people following you, just to call people out and discredit them. As a matter of fact, bear in mind that it wasn't just one interior designer this person had used, it was two different interior designers. So, how would you say, a client or an interior designer like yourself should be choosing the right people? Because, we can't underestimate that people also have or clients also have impact in the way we deliver our work.
I now take that process of accepting clients very, very serious. And then I always tell clients that it was very funny, because I would say like, oh, you think you're coming to assess me, but I'm also assessing.
Yeah.
I want to know that we share the same values and, how, and then integrity and all of that.
Yeah.
So do we really share the same
Yeah.
way of doing business and all of that? That's very important to me. I always say I don't want the richest clients. I want the nicest clients.
Yeah.
So how do you identify that what's nice to you, it might not be the same that's nice to me?
Yeah.
So that's why you, as a business owner, you have to look into yourself, understand really what are your boundaries, and what are the things that are acceptable to you or not. And then that's you need when you're meeting with the client for the first time. Everything you say, everything the client says, is like almost like start a new relationship.
Yeah.
So we are assessing each other. You pick up on small things. Like I say, when the clients comes to see us, the way we present ourselves, the way our documentation is done, and all of that, the client is speaking in every single detail. The way you dress, the way you present yourself, the way you speak, the way you reply things, emails, and all of that. The same way for the clients. I'm also watching you. I mean, you book a meeting and then you are late for the meeting as the client is late. That means you don't respect my time.
Yeah.
So it's not only the professional that should respect the client's time, but also then it starts showing a lot about how they value or they respect you. So pick up on the red flags.
Yeah, on the red flags. Very
What's
important.
red flags for you? That's what you need to identify.
So interior designers out there, please, by the time you see those red flags, don't sweep it under the carpet. I see a lot of some of these interior designers already seeing the red flags. They've seen that this client has called out the designer online, and they go behind. I mean, but behind the back to go and pitch for themselves, to say, I'll do it for free. And I think that, do you not value yourself as a person, or, as a creative? Why do you want to put yourself in this kind of situation? It's just almost as if, I mean, I'm not condemning people that getting married to, other people 2 times. But if you've seen a consistent break and remarriage, why would you want to then go and enter into that kind of thing? So this is something that's very important to look out for, in my own opinion.
Well, it's important that if the industry has standards, and then everybody is running their businesses under that professional and then standards, it will be a lot easier. But also, you running your business alone, you need to understand, okay, I want to keep the same level as, everybody that's sounding professional. Doing that is not professional.
It's not professional.
But you're actually shooting yourself in the foot, because you're going to experience yourself that.
Of course.
Yes, and then I think rather we are competitors. I think we are all industry colleagues. We should always work in the same way, have the same approach. That's why I'm not scared of sharing the way I do business, the way I organize my files. I've done master classes that I was teaching that. So there's a lot of people that called me for mentoring and all of that. I'm not afraid to share, because what I want is that the entire industry to be level
Yeah.
that we can work on the same level
Level.
and be really professional.
Professional.
It will be
Yeah.
easier for all of us. Of course, we are not all going to charge the same way
Yeah.
because that's depending on your own experience, on your own outputs.
Yeah.
So that would be different, the years of experience, I guess. But at least everybody sounds the profession. Then a client cannot come and say, oh, this designer does designs for free. You know, like when the clients say that, for me, that's the first red flag,
Yeah,
and then you are not
exactly.
my clients.
Yeah.
And then our interior designers, they normally ask me, like, but what if the client does not want to follow the rules? Also, well, you don't have to do the project.
Yeah,
You
don't
also have
to.
an
You're
opportunity
right.
to say no.
Yeah.
I understand that when we're starting a new business, I mean, you have salaries to pay, your own lifestyle they want to keep. It's hard to do that. But be careful.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be favorable to you. Sooner or later, you feel it.
Yeah.
So even if you're not charging too much, but at least put a fee there. Let them understand, okay, this is the standard in the industry.
Yeah.
Prices are different, but this is the standard.
Yeah.
That's the way we charge. No, we don't do designs for free. That's the way it works. Nobody does that
How do you
abroad.
want
Why
to
would you be
feed?
doing
How do you
here?
want to even feed your family?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's really good. I mean, something for everyone to take away from there. I mean, my next question then will be, what do you want to tell women who are afraid to start again? I know I've asked this question before, and I think, really, this is the point where, everybody should just pay attention because, we're all building and breaking ourselves and building again. So if there's any opportunity where someone is about to start again, what do you want to tell that person?
I think fear is natural, but it shouldn't hold us back. I tell women who are afraid to start again that it's okay to be scared, but don't let fear paralyze. You got this.
Yeah.
Trust in yourself, trust in your abilities, and trust that the best is yet to come. Starting again doesn't mean you are back to zero, like I said earlier. It means you are getting a new chance to create something better. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to reinvent yourself. And what a beautiful thing is to reinvent yourself. Don't be afraid to take the leap. Be afraid to stay stuck. That's how I would say. Remember that every great success story involves taking risks and facing fears. You are stronger than you think, and you have the power to shape your own destiny. So take a deep breath, believe in yourself, and go for it.
Wow.
The best indeed is yet to come.
Yeah.
And it's going to be amazing.
That is so good. You guys, I hope you've heard that. Believe in yourself and then just, just keep pushing. Next question is, when you think about everything you've overcome, what one word sums up your becoming?
That one is so easy. When I reflect back on my journey, the word that sums up my becoming is resilience. It's been a journey of ups and downs, twists and turns. But through it all, I've learned to bend without breaking.
Yeah.
I've discovered that obstacles aren't roadblocks, but rather stepping stones to growth and self-improvement.
Yeah.
As I look back, I'm reminded of the power of perseverance, the importance of staying focused, and the value of trusting the process. My experiences have taught me that success isn't just about achieving goals, but about becoming a stronger, wiser, and more compassionate version of myself.
Yeah.
Resilience has become my guiding principle. Remind me that I can overcome any challenge, no matter how doubting.
Yeah.
It's a word that embodies my journey, my growth, and my transformation.
Lovely. That
Yeah.
is so powerful. I think you and I shared the same, principles or life. Um, one word that would that would capture our becoming. Because for me, although it's not resilience, I mean, tenacity and resilience are the same thing. When I was young, my stepmom used to call me Okoro. Okoro to her meant that, this one, she will do anything, she will find anything, And so I think that's one of the attitudes that we need to bring into our becoming. Just just keep evolving, isn't it? Thank you so much.
Social media, sometimes they give that false impression that everything is
Social
easy. And then,
media.
I always say, I even tell clients, I'm like, listen, interior design is not like those live shows, that you transform a house over 24 hours,
Yeah.
something like that. Before that, those guys have been planning for months, maybe years,
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't happen
Just
overnight
Yeah.
like that. And like I said, social media really gives a false impression that things are easy.
Yeah.
That's what the impression of, okay, maybe for her is easy
Yeah.
because she's a foreigner,
She's a
because of
foreigner,
this.
yeah.
They don't know really the things that you are struggling behind the
Yeah,
scenes,
they don't.
and all this transformation, all
Yeah.
this hard shadow work
Yeah.
that you're doing to evolve,
Yeah.
to reinvent. It's like a butterfly, that you are in there,
Yeah.
and then you struggle to get your wings out and be so
that-
beautiful flying out
Yeah.
there. They only see you flying
Yeah,
out
they
there, but
see
I've not seen when you're inside there going through the transformation.
Yeah, so it's so inspiring. I mean, for me as an interior designer as well, one of the things I say to everybody, anybody that cares to know is it's hard. It's hard. You guys just see the glitz and the glam. You really don't know the sacrifices that we're all, making to make it work. So yeah, I think it's the same. It's the same for you and I both. So what is the legacy you want to leave behind as an interior designer and as a person?
I want my legacy to be one of transformation and empowerment. As a designer, I hope to have created spaces that not only reflect my clients' personalities and styles, but also improve their lives and well-being. I want to be remembered to my attention to detail, my creativity, and my ability to bring people together through design. But beyond my professional work, I want to leave a lasting impact on the lives of young girls and women. I believe that financial independence is key to unlocking one's true potential. And I want to inspire and empower them to take control of their own financial futures.
Yeah.
I want to be a role model and a source of inspiration, showing them that with hard work, determination, and a clear vision, they can achieve anything they set their minds to. I want to help them to understand that their worth is not tied to their relationship or their circumstances, but to their own strength, resilience, and capabilities.
Yeah.
Ultimately,
Yeah.
I hope to leave behind a legacy of empowered women who are confident, self-assured, and living their best lives.
Oh.
I hope to be remembered as someone who made a difference, who inspired others to chase their dreams, and who helped create a more just and equitable society.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is so beautiful. And I'm sure that this is where the desire to start a mentorship program came from, because I know I spoke to you.
Yes.
And you did say that you're looking to start a mentorship program to help. Is it just girls or girls and boys?
No, just girls. I wanted to, like I said, I mean, there's a passion to me. That's why the way I was raised, to have my financial independency. And I think that's important. Then, like I said, I don't want girls to believe that their value is just tied up to relationships or even to their circumstances, because you can change your circumstances. You can change your future.
You can.
And then you got this.
You've got this. Thank you so much, Daisy. is there anything we need to know about this mentorship program? Because, if we have girls out there, I'm not sure if you've started, if you have any, flyers or anything. I don't know.
Yes, I'll be starting from next year, January.
Okay.
Is a paid mentorship.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm even putting all the program together.
Yeah.
And then we'll be showing our social media so people will be able to apply there. Of course, I mean, there's only so much I can take.
Yeah.
And then there's already people on the waiting list.
The waiting list already,
But
wow.
the way I'm preparing, I want them to, I mean, there's a selection process. Yes, that I'm doing. And then, like I said, it's a paid mentorship.
Yeah.
And then the some will be paid, some will be going to be a CSR kind of a situation. But yes, from January next year, yes.
I think that is so phenomenal to do in this, world, in this country that we're in. A lot of people need hand-holding. And coming from someone like you who is, very passionate about things like that and very experienced at that, you'll be very impactful to see girls, become just as you have held their hands. So thank you so much. Thank you ever so much for doing that for us. And then thank you for having me here and then sharing the deep, things and deep parts of your becoming, your life, your business, and your future. Thank you so much. One thing that I would like to do with you before we go is a game. Daisy, you have to win this game, otherwise. So
You're
someone
coming this way. I didn't know that was coming.
you
Okay.
know what's coming. So someone did this game with me, and I failed woefully. So it's fine if you fail. Don't worry.
Okay.
Someone said to me, "Sing the national anthem, the new Nigerian national anthem." Zero.
I've already lost on that one.
I don't even know I mean,
No, I don't know.
They need to find how they can teach.
I guess before I get my Nigerian passport, I'll have to do that, right?
You have to learn it. Or if you know you're going to get your Nigerian passport, you better have to go and learn it.
No problem. At least it's way shorter than the Brazilian one. Brazilian anthem is long.
To get. How many years does it take for you to get the Nigerian one?
Well, passports.
Passport, isn't it?
Well, I think it's like 10 years. But
okay. Is that what you were saying is short or the national anthem?
No, the national anthem, the Brazilian.
It's
the Nigerian one is really short.
Really?
It's not hard to learn. Yes.
Oh, I don't even know it. But yeah, I hope nobody comes to hold me. I'm learning it behind the scenes. Okay, so before we go, we'll do like a letter to God, right? It's either you go for, "Dear God, thank you for," or, "Dear God, I'm still waiting for." So, or you can do both.
I have something on my board inside my office that's on top of all my projects. There's two things that's written there. Is life surprised me? Because I'll leave God to know what's best for me. I don't want to ask for anything. And then there's another one. It is, "This also shall pass." So that's not a best situation or the happiest that you have been. That will pass. And also the hard days, they also pass. So these are the two phrases that guides me. And that's my conversation with God.
Yes.
So life surprised me, and this also shall pass.
Dear God, please bring surprises.
Surprise me. You know the deep of my heart what I want, what I need.
Yes.
So just surprise me.
Oh, lovely. I think I like that one. Thank you so much, Daisy, for having me in your space once again.
Thank you.
I'm sure that the viewers already see how beautiful your space is, and well done on everything you're doing. You're so impactful. Thank you for sitting with me on today's journey of becoming. If this episode stirred something in you, don't let it end there. Share with someone who needs to hear this story. And if you have a story of how you've emerged in your becoming process, I'd love to hear it. You might be the next voice on listed. To send us an email to the email address that will be showing on your screen. Until next time, keep healing, keep believing, and remember, becoming is about progress, not perfection. We're all figuring it out, one story at a time. Thank you, everyone.